Hey guys, welcome to today's InstaForex short today where we use technical analysis to determine high probability setups. So for today, we'll be taking a look at euro dollar. And before we do a thorough analysis, what I want to do is always to determine the market structure. So what have the euro dollar been doing, right? So euro dollar had actually, have been on a downtrend for quite some time, right? You can see that they're producing lower highs and lower lows, right? So you can see that it's a clear downtrend. Right now, it did a reversal around this area, right? And there's higher highs and higher lows just recently. Right, so you can see that price traded sideways for a while, and now it's probably going downwards. Right, so what are the three ways in which price can move? Is one, price can continue its downtrend. Two, price can go sideways, and three, price can do another reversal and go upwards. Right, so these are the ways in which price can continue to move. Right, so from this chart, this 4-hour chart alone, I can see that price have recently broke out from its ascending trend line. So where's the ascending trend line? Right, you can see that there's ascending trend line right here. Right, so you can see that price has broken out of it, and you expect. So what can you expect price to do? You can expect price to do a retest, and if the retest fail, what do you expect is price to go deep further, right, further down. If price actually passes the retest, that means it can continue its bullish momentum upwards, right? So this is what you expect price to do, right? And you can see that this trend line is pretty strong. Why? The reason is because price have tested it quite a few times, right? And then finally it have broken out of it. Okay, so you can say that this is a pretty legit, ascending trend line, right? So where do you want to put your sell entry price if you are going to play a, failed retest, right? Where do you put your sell entry price, your take profit price, and your stop loss price? Okay, first I'm going to show you my sell entry price, which is around this area. Okay, I'm sorry, let me change this. Which is around this area. The reason is simple. Why? Because if price actually retests, what happens is that it's going to hit this. And you can see that this is a ascending trend line retest, and also it's a graphical overlap, resistance. So you can say that, hey, this is a pretty legit, place to put your sell entry. So I'm going to name this my sell entry price. Okay, and then I'm going to do a stop loss. Okay, so where's my stop loss going to be? It's going to be at my graphical swing high. Not only is it at my graphical swing high, but you can see that price have actually tested it quite a few times, 1, 2, and 3. So you can say that it's a pretty strong resistance area too. So a stop loss should always be placed at at an area where it invalidates your idea, right? So if price were to go up, right, and pass the retest, and go past the ascending trend line, it means that your idea is invalid. It means that a retest actually passed instead of failed. So you can say that, hey, my stop loss is placed at an area where it invalidates my claim, right? So I'm gonna put my stop loss here, and then I'm gonna put my my take profit, relatively safe, which is around this area. The reason is very simple, right? The reason is because one, right, you can see that price have vector of it quite a few times again, right? It's always to find, in order to find a good support here, it's always to find, areas in which price have vector of it. Okay, so you can see that price have vector of it once, right? There's a quite a big reaction downwards. Then you can see it here twice and reaction upwards, right? So you can say that this is a pretty good support level. Okay, and then what happens is that I'm going to name this my take profit level. And then you can see that our take profit and stop loss ratio is a pretty good risk reward ratio, right? So you can say that, okay, let me name this so that it can be easier, right? So I'm going to name this, put this green, and I'm going to name this take profit level, right? Okay. Okay, next I'm going to use my Fibonacci retracement and projection, to determine if my support levels or my take profit levels, stop loss levels, and sell entry levels are actually, good levels, right? So I'm going to use a Fibonacci retracement as always, right, from upwards to downwards, right, all the way down, right, and then I'm going to do all flips to find any, valid, resistance area. So you can see that it's very near our 38.2 level. So I'm going to keep my 38.2 level, okay? As you can see, that price is also trading near our 23.6 level. So I'll also keep my 23.6 level here, right? No, okay. Never mind, I will not keep my 23.6, right? I think it's pretty confusing if I have to keep that. So next, I'll use a projection area to find my resistance. And you can see that it's also our 61.8 projection area. So you can say that, hey, our stop loss might be a very, very valid level, right? So I want to do to then put this our stop loss level, right? This is the bearish box. It's good. So you want to check it on a graphical level. You always have to check your retracement and projection on a graphical level because graphical level is the most important, right? So you can see that, hey, you can see that there's a big, overlaps resistance area right here, right? Or it was a support area, right? Now turn resistance, right? So you can say that, hey, this is a pretty strong, reaction upwards, right? So you can say that this is a pretty good, resistance area, or this is a good support area at that point of time. So now it turned to a resistance area. Right, so this is our resistance area, and then what happens is that we want to find another projection and retracement to find our, sell entry, whether it's a good support or not, right? So obviously our retracement downwards to upwards, from top to down, right, to find resistance. Okay. So you can see the 61.8% retracement, right? And to use projection now, right? I'm just trying an error right here, right? Because to find my projection to see if is there any overlap between retracement and projection, right? Between our support levels, okay? So I want to do a projection here. Okay, you can see it's also a 61.8 projection, right? So this is quite a valid, sell entry price too. And then next, what you want to do is you want to find your take profit levels, right? So from bottom to the top, right, for retracement, so we have changed this to retracement, right? You can see that this is a 61.8 retracement also, right? And then you want to do a projection. Okay, you can say that this is pretty invalid. Right, what I want to do is probably this or this. Not a good one. Okay. How about this, right? So what I'm trying to find is there any overlap, between projection and retracement, right? To find, a very valid, and you can see that this is a 78.6 projection too, right? So you can say that your set entry price, your take profit price and your stop loss price is all, supported by a projection and retracement, right? So it shows that it's quite a very strong level, right? So next, I want to use my indicators to support my argument, right? That is going to support my bias, that is going to, it's going to go, the way I think it is going to go. Okay, so I'm going to use my RSI. Okay, my RSI, right? And then I always remove all the, all the back, upper band, middle band, lower band, and background, and I leave my RSI there only, right? Then you can see that it's also on a descending trend line. So I can show it here, right? It's a descending trend line right here. Right, so you can see that price is expected to go up for a while, then it will probably go down, right? And then it will probably it's on a bearish momentum too. The RSI is on bearish momentum too. So you can say that price can potentially go down further. Okay, so to summarize, right, my stop loss is placed at 1.16641, right, when it validates my idea at 61.8 projection and 38.2 retracement. Our sell entry price is placed at 1.16391, which is 61.8 projection and 61.8 retracement. And our take profit price is placed at 1.15767, which is 78.6 projection and 61.8 retracement. Okay, and then the reason why I think it's going to go up, test our trend line, and then it's going to dip. The reason is very simple, because my indicators support that, right? Because my RSI support that. You can see RSI is trading on a descending trend line. So it means that it might go up for a while, and then it might hit the bottom, and then it might go continue its bearish momentum. Okay, so this comes to the end of my InstaForex show today. I hope to catch you in the next one. Okay.